Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. Yes, my microphone is acting up again. As usual. Let me get it fixed. All right, let's get it right. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. I hope you're doing well on this Tuesday. It's evening in Kenya. Afternoon somewhere in the Western Hemisphere. Karibuni sana, ladies and gentlemen. Karibuni. Get in. I'm giving you a few minutes to get yourself situated. I know I was scheduled for 11:30, but I'm getting in early just to see what's going on. Anyway, today, Ruto is cornered and is running out of options. We saw what happened. It's still happening as we speak. So much is happening in Kenya. But I would like to invite you guys. I'm giving you a few minutes just to make yourself comfortable. Get in, grab a chair, grab something to drink, water, milk, juice, whatever the case is, as we examine what's happening in Kenya, unfolding in Kenya. Ruto is cornered and is running out of options. That's the topic of the day. Now, before we even get to the Mandamano, the march to JKIA took a twist. And the action seems to have been in Nairobi CBD, where while all the police officers, all the security forces went to JKIA, the people made it about turn. Some people were engaging the police in JKIA. Some were peacefully protesting in CBD without the presence of the police. Not so many. In fact, what's his name? The head of the IG, whatever the police, the head of the police force came out and was greeting people. And funny enough, with very little presence of the police in CBD, there was no crime. There was no lootings. There was no touching of cars and people getting robbed. Okay. Karibu, Ani. Nice seeing you. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also, something happened while the protesters, some protesters were engaging the police at JKIA. As you remember, there was heavy security that was deployed at the JKIA. There was lorries upon lorries, and there were so many up there because they were expecting people. I mean, there was videos that we saw people heading to JKIA as early as yesterday morning. Okay, Bobby Karibu, nice seeing you again. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe. So the expectations was that we were going to have a lot of people at JKIA, and so the police forces send their best and a huge number of forces up there. And while they were being engaged there, a bunch of people, protesters, went down to CBD to protest peacefully. Now, something funny happened. Okay, so it was the Sakaja and some other guy, some business person. I forgot his name. I'll show you he was exposed to. Was riding around CBD with a Range Rover, giving a couple of. They organized their own pro-government, pro-Ruto protest. Okay, Kenzel, nice seeing you. Karibu sana. So they organized their own pro-government protests through the border guys. Okay, to go and have a go at the people who are protesting, the Gen Zs, so to speak. So there were two factions, okay? The pro-government protesters and the Gen Zs. But by the end of the day, the pro-government protesters were, they were overwhelmed by the Gen Zs and they disappeared through thin air. So far, I think the reports that I've had is two of the guys who were with the border, the pro-government protesters, they were not ambushed, but I don't know, I don't know if they were kind of involved in the crime or trying to throw stones at the Gen Zs. So they were disarmed and roughed up a little bit, and one of them lost their bike to set ablaze. So that's the only thing I've had so far. The reports are still coming on. It's too early in the day Let me not say it's too early in the day, but reports are still coming on. From my understanding, there are places where still the protests are going on. So as we get the news, I will share with you if there's something significant that has happened that we need to know about. Of course, there are reports of arrests, several arrests, so we'll follow up with that. Bobby Caesar is saying, true, no options, dual environment, so upon defense talk, about to switch, utter confusion. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, Bobby Caesar telling the border goons were given fuel for 1K and a pay of 2K. Yes, they were given money for Ninio to come, cause some results or to seem as the government also were staging their own protest. This has been done. I mentioned this a few weeks ago in my in my video where I said this is uncommon. It's not uncommon. In the Iranian revolutionary, when the protests back in, was it 2011, 2010 or something? When there was a anti-government protest, the government also staged their own protest, paid people to go to the streets. So there was protests all over. In each case, in whatever case it is, the problems still remain. The country is under siege, or rather, Ruto is under siege. Ruto is not sleeping comfortably. No matter what you say, he is not sleeping comfortably, knowing that majority of the citizens of this country's citizens are in the streets protesting against his government. Okay, there's chaos all over. So he will try to look for any way to stop this protest, and I just don't see how it's going to work out. Something has to give. He has to. If the Gen Z keeps it up, I still don't know what the plan is. I'm not in the know, but the pressure is on. Yes, Saf Karibu, nice seeing you, Saf. I might bring you up on in a few minutes. The pressure is on. The guy is fumbling. He is fumbling. Yes, as we've seen, Duale now has switched up and he's like the minister of, I don't know, environment or something like that, CS of environment. Then Soipan, whatever her case is, I think she's ex-girlfriend, Ruto's girlfriend, it's rumored, is now the defense minister or something like that. That's just another way of Ruto saying, you know what, I'm going to be the defense minister too. So there it is. But we shall delve into that. We shall delve into that. Then there seems to be also confusion within the Azimio faction, to be specific, ODM. They are also in confusion. There's some faction within the ODM that are keen into making the next government, the cabinet. They are hoping that Ruto names some of the ODM folks in his last batch of 11 cabinet ministers, cabinet secretaries, and what his name? Sifuna came out with an statement today, with a press statement saying something totally different. So, and Kaluma, this Kaluma guy, I will not say anything, but Kaluma also came out he was in the Bunge parliament and made a fiery speech, which was kind of embarrassing in my opinion. Basically pitching for a position for ODM, Luo being tribal, saying Luos should also pay taxpayers, they should be also in the government. It was just a cringeworthy speech, but I will play it so we can get what's going on, just an idea of what's going on. As a matter of fact, let me just get started with that and we shall see. Let's just tackle that, then let's start with the ODM stuff, then we'll get to the protesting part, okay? Let's get started. Thank you so much. Renee, nice seeing you. Glad to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, do not hesitate if you're watching this and this video has been recommended to you and you don't know who I am. My name is Kenya Revolutionary. I'm your political dietitian. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as soon as you can. Quick. Hit the subscribe button and put your notification on and like the video so the algorithm can pick up the movie. We did really good last evening, so let's keep it up. Kinzel is saying Ruto himself said jokingly, huyu alikuwa girlfriend yangu. What a leader. Yes, Saipan was his girlfriend. And one notable fact too, the lady that she nominated to become the Attorney General did not make it to the list that was forwarded in the government, in the parliament. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that people are making TikToks and just pasting, reminding Ruto that any cabinet secretary that was let go in the first, when Ruto came into power, cannot be brought back again. I guess that's the law. Okay, so that's something that I will be curious to see how these parliamentarians will deal with that issue. But from this look of things, I mean, we all know that this National Assembly is influenced by Ruto. Ruto has so much influence in this, whether he's paying them directly or the deals that he's making with them, or maybe he has some dirt on them. This National Assembly is toothless. So I will not be holding my breath in the hopes that Ruto of this National Assembly will do the right thing as far as vetting this nominated parliamentarians. But anyway, Brother Benson, karibu. Nice seeing you. Thank you so much, Brother Benson. Again, let me shout out my Brother Benson. He has a very nice channel too, Brother Benson Media, with various interviews with, one of my favorites with Professor Ogola, the economist. I think that's his name. And also, he also have a similar channel where he brings people in and have discussions on politics. So guys, if you have a time, go to his channel and subscribe to his channel. His name is Brother Benson Media. Do not miss. Okay. So nice seeing you, Brother Benson. I'll be joining you live whenever I'm done here. But nice seeing you again. Jay Wairimu Zach is telling me Zakayo must go. Let's keep on fighting. All right, let me start with Kaluma's video. Actually, yes, let me start with the statement by ODM. I'll start with the ODM stuff, Azimio stuff, then we shall go to the to the protest, okay? We'll jump into it. So bear with me. Sit with me. Please grab a drink, water, anything you need. We are about to take a ride. Are you ready? Get your seatbelts on. We're about to take a ride. Subscribe and do it. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. No problem, Brother Benson. So yes, get your seatbelt on. Adjust your seats. We're about to take a ride. Let's go. Let me start with the ODM statement that started today. Now, in my opinion, and I'll give my opinion very quickly, my opinion is this. For any ODM, for the ODM or Azimio, any faction of Azimio people who might want to join this government, I think it's a grave mistake. That is just political suicide. I mean, this president is really unpopular. So why would you want to join them? I mean, I know, I understand you are looking at it as a selfish way of, but that's career suicide right there as a politician. If you want to join this government, you're free to do so, but I'm telling you, ODM needs to kind of get it together. But it's up to them. The Kenyan people, Gen Zs, and Kenyan people in general, they will send you home along with Ruto. So it's your choice. It's your choice, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Let me start with Okio Wandai. This is what he said. Because, within the ODM, remember, Azimio, all the coalition party members within Azimio, they refused to have a dialogue with Zakayo, with Ruto's government, Kenya Kwanza government. They refused. They say, no, we're not having a Neo. They are not having any dialogue with Kenya Kwanza. They say that, okay? But within ODM, there are people who say they are willing to meet Kenya Kwanza for an extensive discussion. Whichever way they dressed it up, it was a dialogue, okay? Dialogue that they were hoping to hold a conversation, talks with the government, okay? So this is what's happening. Within the ODM, there's cracks, there's a split. Some of them want to have this talk with the president, a dialogue, okay? No matter how they dress it up, they want a dialogue, they want to be part of the government. And some of them, even within ODM, do not want this idea of having a dialogue sitting down with Kenya Kwanza. So there's a split there. So we shall start with Wandai. Remember, the guys who want that dialogue, they are the guys who are pushing for this idea of NADCO. Remember NADCO? Yes, that is what they want in Neo. Let me read this in Neo very quickly. Renee is saying, I would read the whole chapter of Ephesians because it has some gems in there those leaders need to hear if they claim they follow God. I'm just saying, it is written. Absolutely. Amen. Yes, the Bible, you always get some truth in the Bible. The Bible, that's why it's inspired by God. The Bible, whoever wrote that Bible, they knew, man. Okay. Duncan Sewa is saying, good job, buddy. Big up. Thank you so much. But thank you so much, Duncan. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment. I appreciate you keeping me going. Comments like that keep me going. Thank you so much. Chapter 6, Ephesians, that is, to be exact. Yes. Bobby Caesar say, Wandai say they want a dialogue. Absolutely. Let me quote him. Let me actually play a video clip of Wandai. Then we shall work our way up. Let's go. All right. Here is Wandai. This is what he said. In the midst of this, what's happening in Kenya, they are still talking about dialogue and all this good stuff, all that's crazy stuff. All right, here.
The position of the ODM party, to which I belong. In fact, I don't just belong to ODM, I am a ranking member of ODM. For records, I am the Secretary for Political Affairs in ODM. And therefore, I sit in the Central Committee of the party. You're also aware that I'm also the leader of the minority party in the National Assembly, courtesy of ODM, where I lead the Azimio troops. I am very clear in my mind what the ODM party resolved insofar as the question of national dialogue and proposition to constitute a broad-based government is concerned. Both the ODM Central Committee and the National Executive Committee pronounced themselves very clearly that they are in support of national conversation. Okay? And they are in support of constructive engagement with the Kenya Kwanza government as a way of addressing national issues, national challenges. The same position was adopted by the ODM parliamentary group. Okay? It is only fair, yes, for us to be guided by the positions taken or adopted by organs of the party. As a disciplined and loyal member of ODM, I have got no option but to abide by the decisions adopted by the party. And therefore, there's no contradiction whatsoever when it comes to the idea of engaging in a national conversation, and also when it comes to the matter of constructive engagement with the Kenya Kwanza government as a way of addressing national challenges. Remember, we have said time and again that the Kenya Kwanza government has been carrying out appointments in a skewed manner. And these appointments include appointments to the cabinet. That there are communities or sections of this country that are not adequately represented in the cabinet. Okay? So we must therefore, as a matter of principle, support any attempt to redress that anomaly. Because all Kenyans pay taxes, and all Kenyans deserve equal representation at every level of government. Okay? The issue here is equity, really. Equity in representation, in organs of the state, and in allocation of resources. Thank you very much.
Lastly, James Orengo is opposed to this, and other MPs are going to take action as a party.
I am not the ODM spokesperson. And therefore, as to what will happen to anybody else who is harboring or holding dissenting views, I cannot say for now. The ODM has got its structures and mechanisms of addressing issues if and when they arise.
Okay. So there's, what's his name? Wandai, Opio Wandai, minority leader. I think it's, who made it clear that, hey, listen, ODM are willing to have constructive discussions with the Kenya Kwanza regime, Zakayo, aka Ruto. And they are fighting. They want cabinet secretaries. the cabinet, the Zakaios, Ruto's cabinet to be representative of the whole nation. Basically, he's saying that, every community should be well represented in the cabinet. Now, here's the fallacy, or how faulty that argument is. We have how many tribes in Kenya? 47 plus, okay? Now, or 50, or whatever the case is. The constitution say the cabinet can only, the president, the cabinet can only be, the least number of cabinet you can have is 14 and the maximum of 22. So no matter how many people you are there, you're not going to accommodate everyone. And I think the main thing that you should be looking for when you're hiring cabinet secretaries is not their tribe, okay? As much as that is, I know that might be a wonderful thing, but you'll be looking for people who are competent, qualified for the position. You just don't choose people, okay, you are a Mjaluo, let me put you there. You're a Kikuyu, let me put you there. You're a Kalenjin, let me put you there. No, you go by the qualifications of these candidates, okay? And that's why Parliament is so, National Assembly is so important, for them to actually vet these people. For this whole idea by Kaluma and Wadai saying the cabinet secretary, the cabinet should be reflective of the nation, inclusivity, and all this nonsense. Yes, ideally, we would like to try to make it to be as inclusive as possible. But the number one thing when you're employing people, or you're looking for to put people in that cabinet, should be people with integrity, people who are competent, qualified for the position that you nominate them for. So let's cut this crap about just putting people for the sake of representing a certain community. That's just not it. We should move away from that kind of argument. That's what Gen Zs are fighting against, okay? Put people who are qualified, not just because of their tribe, okay? People who have integrity, people who are going to serve the nation properly. That's why vetting is very important. Unfortunately, we have a National Assembly who we don't have faith that can actually do that. Now, after Wandai just mentioned this whole thing about wanting to, ODM wanting to have this conversation with the Kenya Kwanza government. Robert Alai had some other ideas. Robert Alai, yes, Robert Alai is kind of, with that, but he's against that. Let me just explain myself. Sorry, I'm trying to get my this stuff right, okay? Now, let me see. Let me read you the ODM party statement that's caused brouhaha even within the ODM party itself. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, please take this minute before I read this. Take this minute to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and put the notification on. Now, here is the ODM statement, the official statement that was released, written by the General Secretary, Sifuna. And this is our position, it says. Here it is. Let me show you so you can read it for yourself. I'm not reading it from the air. I'm reading it for you so you can get the gist of the ODM statement to the public, the official opposition as it is said to be. Okay, so here it is. Let me enlarge it so you guys can, it's pretty brief. I'll read it very quickly. ODM tuko tayari, Orange Democratic Movement, press statement for immediate release, July 23rd, 2024. The Orange Democratic Party, ODM party, has noted with concern continued attempts to misrepresent its position on ongoing crisis in the country and specifically on the proposed national dialogue to resolve the same. The party has maintained its unwavering position in support of the ongoing struggle to address the long-standing governance issues, as very ably pointed out by Gen Z. Our commitment to this cause is steadfast, as we recognize the urgent need for transformative change in our nation. As a major political player, ODM has repeatedly emphasized that we cannot be mere bystanders when the current situation and future of our nation are at stake. We have been categorical that the way forward is through an honest, all-inclusive national conversation. This position was firmly stated by our party leader, His Excellency Raila Odinga, on July 9th, 2024, following the presidential assent to the IBC bill at KICC. During our 2 consecutive Central Committee meetings held on July 2nd and July 12th, 2024, as well as in His Excellency Odinga's communication on Sunday, July 23rd, we reiterated this position and asserted that this national conversation must be preceded by the following conditions. 1, compensation to the families of the victims of extrajudicial executions and persons injured by the state since last year. 2nd, release of all persons in custody and termination of all cases related to protests since last year. 3, prosecution of policemen involved in shooting to kill or maim protesters. 4, the sacking of the Nairobi police commander, Adamson Bungei. So you see, these are the conditions that ODM are saying must be met before the all-inclusive conversation that he's talking about. Let me wrap this up real quick because it's kind of lengthy, but I'll read it really quick so we can get done. Please like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff, all right? All right, so here it is. I want you to get it because these people are, ODM folks are really shooting themselves in their Nino. I can't see the rest. Where is the rest one? Yeah. If I can get the rest one. This is silly. All right, let me wrap this up. Can you guys see it? Like the video, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get to the mandamano. I'm coming to the mandamano, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. I'm reading the last part of it. Okay. The foregoing position was unanimously adopted by the Joint National Executive Committee Parliamentary Group meeting on Wednesday, July 17, 2024. The accusation, therefore, that the party has prevaricated or flip-flopped on the matter is totally false. A narrative has been woven that ODM is desperate to join the government when all along we have been clear that what we seek is a national conversation preceded by the creation of the necessary environment through the implementation of the conditions above. Some of our members have also fallen for the campaign of lies and misinterpreted our stance as a license to engage the Kenya Kwanza leadership and canvass for ministerial and or other positions in the Ruto government. As a party, we wish to make it unequivocally clear that we are not in negotiations with the Ruto regime for any coalition or political arrangement. Any ODM member who makes themselves available to join the Kenya Kwanza cabinet or any other position should know that they do so without the blessings or support of the party. The ODM party remains committed to its principles and the ongoing struggles for the better Kenya. We will continue to stand with the people and fight for the justice and reforms our nations desperately needs. Honorable Edwin Sifuna, MP, Secretary General, have written so. Okay, so you see, ODM are still telling us, oh, we are not interested in getting the pass of the Neo. Kinzel is saying, what is Kinzel saying? How hijackers wakae kando. If they really mean it, they should call for elections. Absolutely, I agree with that. Renee is saying, that was another evil strategy of the colonizer. They kept the tribes at odds behind the scenes and it ruined relationships for generations. Absolutely, that's true. So these ODM folks, now they're so conflicted because there's a faction of them who are trying to realign themselves with the Gen Zs. And there's a number of them who do not care. They just care about, we are going to get in the government and we don't care. So I don't know what was discussed, but this seems fishy. Let's listen to Kaluma today, the speech that he gave in Parliament that really rocked the internet and the Parliament the same. I mean, this guy was shameless in his pronouncement. Let's listen in very quickly. Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff. Let me show you that speech by Kaluma, whatever his name is. You know his name. I don't know. Kaluma is the MP of something. I don't know. Wait. All right. Here it is. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters? Here is he.
The Constitution Sorry, Honorable Speaker. The Constitution signifies the end of jobs for the boys' era. Article 10 sets out the values that must be infused in every decision-making process. Honorable Speaker, I'm saying this is a critical reminder to us because we are at a point in time when the nation is looking unto this House to provide the leadership it needs. Honorable Speaker, it is for this reason that last week, even as the ODM party, independent parties of Azimio also, we sat and said that the government of Kenya belongs to all of us. And Honorable Speaker, we met as ODM and we resolved it. I'm saying this because I don't want some confusion I've seen circulating. Somebody writing saying if members of the ODM party are appointed to government, they are going on their own. We met and resolved so. And Honorable Speaker, don't say no. When the ODM party speaks, even as Azimio has spoken, Honorable Speaker, there is a tendency coming up in this country. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, let me explain to these people the law. Let me explain to these people the law. I will speak.
Order.
Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Jalas.
Yes. You want to speak.
This is not a baraza in Langata. This is the House of Parliament. Go on.
Honorable, let me address, Honorable Speaker, what is in Article 232 of the Constitution. It says the public service will have the face of Kenya. All ethnic communities will be there. Persons of the gender quotas prescribed under Article 27 will be there. Honorable Speaker, as a person from an ethnic community, I will not agree to a position where people say everybody is in the government of Kenya except Luos. Yet Luos also pay taxes. Honorable Speaker, I therefore want to congratulate the President for the appointment, but request the President that within the week, as soon as tomorrow, we want to see those other appointments Baba was to forward to him. And we want all of them approved. And Honorable Speaker, if that can happen, then we are going to push this thing very fast. We cannot leave anybody out. And Honorable Speaker, let me send a warning. We want to tell people sending conflicting positions from the ODM to remember that they are on an interim position in those positions. We can remove them if we resolve a position and then they contradict it. This one has to happen for the good of the nation, and we are telling the government we are ready to serve to secure that Kenya moves properly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
My goodness. Yani, people are struggling for their rights in the streets while Mr. Kaluma and his ODM cohorts are busy lecturing the nation at the parliament about them joining the government. Zakayo, a sinking ship. Like, what's going on? Ay. Really? This is what's going on. Anyway, so that's the Ninio. That's the problem we have right now. Well, for the Ninio. Anyway, apparently Ruto sent some army to the Ninio because the police was stretched. Remember, I told you, as you can read in the reports, the majority of the police forces went to JKIA. So while those police were trying to engage the protesters there at JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, there were folks who were back in the CBD still mandamanaring. So the police were stretched thin. So Ruto had to call on the army, majeshi, to come help keep the peace, maintain the peace. And the protesters started singing songs praising the army. Here is the video footage. Somebody put it on TikTok. Let me just show you real quick.
Bro.
Sisi tunatambua jeshi, hatuwatambui ndani huko. Sisi tunatambua jeshi, takataka nyinyi mnatupiga malizazi huku. Tuachieni hawa mapolisi hawa vijana wa buluu wajinga hawa.
Okay, so as you can see, the protesters were happy to see the army because they're claiming that the army does not shoot them down. The police are the ones who are shooting them down. So they were happy to see the army, and they were basically, singing songs in praise of the army. Here's a young man who was really being defiant as they tried to arrest him.
Nipatie flag, nataka flag. Sipandi. Kwani mtalifanyia nini? Simniue. Siogopi. Ngoja na nikuruza ikuje. Siogopi. 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 Wacha upana bwana. Nini mbaya? Bwana, mbona unatushia dia gani? Mbona unatushia dia? You are demonstrating the wanalipa housing rate, hawana nyumba, wako na watoto university, hawezi lipia, wako wanalazwa, wapendwa wamelazwa Kenyatta, wanakufa kama ungua. Ruto lazima aende. Kufanya boda panda. Sisi panda. Boda nifanye mimi pande. Ungua. Ruto lazima aende. Ruto lazima aende. Watu huwe wameshaua watu 50. Bado tumerudi street. Si hadi hatujui.
So apparently Sakaja also sent his goons to kind of cause chaos, so that this Gen Zs look like they were violent. And actually, from what I hear, the action is still going on right now. It's still going on right now. I'm telling you, if this thing keeps on going, Ruto might not survive. He won't. They're breaking him down in steps. Bobby Caesar is saying, amazing, holding power at all costs with military might, yet power is temporary. There must be something of high stakes. It's in black and white, you are unwanted. Absolutely. This guy is done. He is done. He still hasn't figured it out, but it will soon be very clear to him. And I'll show you. This is what's happening right now. They're saying Sakaja also sent some goons up there to cause more chaos. All right. So they, you'll hear him. He'll probably have a press conference tomorrow, tonight, telling people that, these Gen Zs are causing a lot of trouble. They are very violent. They are doing this and that. Here's another clip I'll show you of what transpired. It's so funny because in Uganda, there's also some protests. There were also some protests. And so maybe that was also done in coordination with the Kenyan protests because, it is known. I mean, it's well known if you've known. The government usually brings in forces from police forces from Uganda. There was a guy who was identified last time who was a part of the Uganda police who came and shot one of the protesters. So it is well known that, but Ugandans have their own problems there. So I don't think they will make it to Kenya.
This is sad, man. So sad, man. Ndege mzima imeenda manzi. The fuck?
That's a plane? Hold on, let me look at that again. Was that a plane that was being banned?
This is sad, man. So sad, man. Ndege mzima imeenda manzi. The fuck?
Wow. Yeah. So that's what's going on. This is not even the latest, but this was earlier today.
We are not scared at all. We need to be scared. This is Kenya. We are one.
Anyway, the point I want to stress is the point I want to stress is this: Ruto is trying he will be trying to quell this mandamano as much as he would like, but it's not going to happen. Now I can see that he's targeting the people who are posting and speaking are very vocal about this mandamano. Like the Hanifa, I had Hanifa, EACC wants to go check out the money that she received, and some other folks, I guess some people were named to be part of the financiers of this protest. So you can see that he's trying to crack down on the people he suspects might be behind this Gen Z movement. And that's the task that he's going to have. The problem is this: as long as he's not addressing the problem of these Gen Zs and still showing his middle finger at the Kenyan people, there shall be no rest for him, because he still is delusional. He has to address these guys. He has to address them whether he likes it or not. This is not up for any discussion. The funny thing is that I had Citizen TV, KTN, I don't know which, is it whatever, 47? They were all banned from showing whatever is happening is at JKIA. You saw that video. I don't know how to me, it's unreal. That was a plane that was burning. So I don't know what's happening at JKIA. I don't know if they made it inside the airport and started burning stuff. The last time I checked, there were so many police officers there, and the police were shooting tear gas and dispersing the crowd. But from the last video that I just showed you, you saw the guy was like, they just burnt down, torched an aeroplane. I don't know how true that is. He's definitely Kenyan. At first, I thought this is not even in Kenya. So I don't know how true is somebody. If you're in the ground, please let me know what's going on, because this is really serious. That is why I stopped watching the mainstream media. They never showed this plane burning. Also, the plane, actually, there was a plane burning. Woo! So they made it to JKIA. Now you see what I'm saying? Like, I read it somewhere that the government, Ruto, probably alitoa onyo, a strong warning, telling the main street media, the KTN, Citizens, and all whatever, not to show what was going on at JKIA. I didn't even know that. To me, I just saw a simple clip of when the police were tear gassing the folks that were going towards the JKIA, but I never saw this plane burning, only to see it through that young man's TikTok. So it seems like it's legit. These guys made it to Ninio. In fact, let me show you one more time. Like, I can't believe myself. I can't believe myself. These folks were burning the airplane. So they probably made it past the security in Ninio, because for you to get to where a plane is, that means they went past the restricted area that the police force were telling us. Look, here it is. This is crazy. They're burning down the Ninio, a plane.
This is sad, man. So sad, man. Ndege mzima imeenda manzi. The fuck.
That's a whole plane. A whole plane that has been burnt down. I don't know anything about planes, but one thing I know, that they are really expensive. That much I know. This is crazy. Oh my Lord. So something also is happening in what's this place? Pipeline, Nairobi. So anyway, this is there's a disconnect in Kenya today. There are people in the parliament talking about nominations. There are people in parliament, in their political coalitions, talking about who should engage with or join the government. While on the streets, JKIA is under siege and there's planes burning. People are burning down planes. Something is not making up sense. It doesn't make sense. Something's wrong. There's a disconnect. Something is not. Help me make sense of this. This is not. I remember landing was an issue. They had to circle around and talk about less fuel when landing. So there was. Hey, my goodness, what's going on? This is crazy. I never thought they will. See, there's very little information I'm getting from JKIA. Like I say, the only time I heard anything about JKIA was that the police dispersed the Ninio. And the KDF are in they're the Pipeline Road. And the KDF, the army, Kenya Defense Forces, they have cleared the Pipeline Road, and they've even told the media to leave. That's what's happening today. So that's what I'm getting right there. I get my news from Twitter. I'll share it with you guys. I will share it with you. Pipeline Mombasa Road, Larry Citizen. Okay, let me share it with you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Let me put it up on Twitter just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm only relying on people posting stuff on the TikTok or Twitter or whatever the case is. But yeah, I have no idea what's happening in JKIA. For me to see that plane is imekuwa burned down, that is serious stuff. Like, that is wow. That is crazy. Medics in Kenya also moving around, offering medical services to injured Kenyans. So the police are overwhelmed at Nairobi CBD. This was 2 hours ago. But anyway, here it is. Let me just post it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You can see as we get more news, as the news are coming in thick and fast. I know it's kind of nighttime now in Kenya, so but let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see. Here's what's happening right now. Let me upload this stuff. Okay, here it is. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Do not hesitate. Subscribe and like the video as we discuss what's going on. I'll bring in some people. Hold on, we just want to see what's happening. And I'm surprised the plane was burnt down. This is crazy. Okay, so they're singing. The police are overwhelmed. Okay, so that is one. So this is Range Rover that what's his name? Sakaja was in it giving people money. This is the alleged Range Rover that was paying these border guys. I don't know how much he was giving them. Wow, okay. These are the guys who are like paying these border people to have a counter protest, a pro-government protest. And then here's when Nairobi Pipeline Road or something, where the army, Kenya Defense Forces were there and they were kicking out.
But this tussle is elitist, sponsored by those who think that all the funds should go to devolution. If you think like that, then there would be no reason for division of revenue. When you think about it, Mr. Speaker, once there is division of revenue, which is in the Constitution, the revenue which remains to the national government has authority and has the leeway to be able to spend it in the best manner in which it can impact on the people. So this money called the Constituency Development Fund does not come at all from the devolved funds. Professor Undo here would assist me. It does not come at all from the devolved funds. There is division of revenue. Whether I like it or not, at some point we would have to divide revenue. And at some point, whether it is in for 35%, 45%, 50%, or even 70%.
Okay, this is what was happening in Pipeline Nairobi. And Nyakundi also, this is police are now indiscriminately firing tear gas canisters into residential areas. This is 2 hours ago that was posted. So that is what's also going on up there. And if we can check the news, let's see what the news was saying about this. Hold on. Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Subscribe, share, like, and do all the good stuff.
Fredrick Mwitiriri amefika katika barabara hiyo ya Outer Ring. Fredrick, kufikia sasa anaona umati wa watu kwa mbali. Hebu tujuze tu mengi. Kuna nani kufikia sasa? Ni kipi ambacho kinajiri?
Shukran sana Frida Mwaka, na ni kweli tunakujia moja kwa moja kutoka barabara ya Outer Ring hapa jijini Nairobi, na umati ambao unauona umetoka eneo la Pipeline hapa kwenye mkabala tu na uwanja wa kimataifa wa ndege wa JKIA, ambako umati ambao unauona hivi sasa umetolewa kutoka mahali ambako tumesimama kama mita 500 ambako walikuwa wamefunga barabara. Ikiwa mpiga picha wangu ataziona zile picha hapa chini, barabara imefungwa na vile ambavyo naona imefungwa kupitia mawe. Wale vijana walikuwa wamefika hadi hapa. Hii barabara yote ya kuingia na eneo la Pipeline, barabara ya kuingia na Outer Ring upande wa kushoto ulikuwa umefungwa, na vijana hawa ambao wametoka kule ndani eneo la Pipeline wamefunga barabara hii yote. Lakini jinsi ambavyo naona maafisa wa GSU ndio wanaondoa yale mawe ambayo yalikuwa yameegeshwa hapa na vijana ambao tayari walikuwa kuanza maandamano, lakini maafisa wa polisi, barabara ambayo naiona hivi sasa wameifunga pale chini kupitia magari yao, sababu hii barabara ukivuka nayo mita karibu 300 kutoka hapa kuna ua ambao ni wa uwanja wa kimataifa wa JKIA. Lakini maafisa wa polisi ni wengi sana, wenyewe hatukuwa tunajua ni wengi hivi, lakini wametoka mbio, maafisa zaidi ya 200 ambao wamekita kambi hapa. Sasa vijana hawa wameingia kwenye barabara kuu ya Outer Ring ambayo inashikana na barabara nyingine ya Thika Road, na upande wa kushoto ikishikana na barabara ile ya North Airport Road, kufunga barabara hiyo, na inaonekana kana kwamba vijana hawa wanataka kufunga barabara. Hivi sasa kuna magari ambayo yalikuwa yanapita hapa, sababu muda ambao si mrefu sana barabara hii haikuwa na kashfa, haikuwa na lolote ambalo lilikuwa naendelea, lakini ghafla bin vu vijana hawa wametokea kufunga barabara hii na kuanza maandamano, na ni wengi sana. Lakini maafisa wa polisi wanaonekana wana wito wa kuhakikisha kwamba hakuna yeyote ambaye atakuwa akikaribia kwenye barabara hii ya kuingia upande wa kushoto. Ikiwa unaona vijana ni kana kwamba walikuwa nakaribia, na ndio hao wanatolewa mbio sana na maafisa hawa wa GSU ambao wamekita kambi eneo hili. Haya, vitoza machozi sasa zimeanza kurushwa katika upande ule. Hata hapa ambako tumesimama, vijana hawa wametolewa na vitoza machozi ambavyo vimelipuliwa sehemu tofauti na kuhakikisha kwamba wanasongesha nyuma. Barabara hii ikifungwa, vijana kule kwingine ni kana kwamba sasa mahali ambapo nimesimama kwa umbali naona wamefunga barabara kuu ya Outer Ring, kwa hivyo magari hayawezi kupita kwa hivi sasa. Wamefunga, wanaweka mawe kwenye barabara hii ya Outer Ring. Vijana wengi, kundi la vijana zaidi ya 300 hivi, 500 ambao wanafunga barabara kufikia sasa. Maafisa wa polisi wakipanda pole wakiondoa yale mawe ambayo yamewekwa kwenye barabara. Chini yangu ukiona gari la siku ya leo ambalo maafisa wa polisi wanatumia sio gari la kawaida. Ni kueleza tu maafisa hawa ambao unaona mbele yangu, wengi wao hawana vitoza machozi, wengi wao wamebeba bunduki na bakora, na wanawaondoa wote ambao wako kwenye barabara hii ambao wanashukiwa kwamba wakati wowote wanaweza kuwa wakitaka kuingia kwenye uwanja wa JKIA. Kwa hivi sasa wamepelekwa mbali sana, hali ambayo tunazidi kuisubiria. Frida, ukiwa kwenye studio zetu, tutazidi kukupa picha na taswira ya hali ilivyo kwenye barabara hii ya Outer Ring ikishikana na hii ya Northern Airport. Hali imekuwa tete kwa dakika chache, lakini maafisa hawa GSU wameweza kuondoa wale vijana na kuwarejesha nyuma. Frida.
Naam, asante sana Fredrick Mwitiriri, mwanahabari wetu.
Anyway, what is, I think there's information that we are not being told, because the plane that was burnt, I haven't seen any major news outlet that's Main Street that has reported about that. Just like Annie has told us here, did Larry Mado post any post about the plane on X ama yeye ni sellout? No, he did not. Yeah, Larry anafanyia CNN. So rais akimpigia simu akamwambia Larry, do not onyesha hii, because if this goes internationally, it will embarrass Kenya. That means, this is the thing though. If this is being shown to the international community, it shows that Ruto has no control of the security in Kenya. This Ruto is not in control. That is basically what is Ninio. That's why Ruto does not want information like this to come out, because his legitimacy is on the line. Okay, so that's why he doesn't want to show stuff like this. It's embarrassing to him. It's gravely embarrassing. So that is what I'm wondering. To me, we are living in two Kenya. There's two Kenyas that I'm seeing today. And he's saying Citizen TV gave blackouts to the protest. They won't believe they want too early. Let me find out too early. They won't believe too early. Why is it too early? Yeah, this is serious. To me, I didn't even know. I just played that and I didn't realize it was actually a plane that was burning. I thought it was a car, which means the maandamanoans, the protesters, made their way inside the airport na wakachoma ninio, wakachoma ndege, which means they probably overwhelmed the police. This is serious. We need to know what's going on JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Hey. Ruto. Ruto anze kupanga kuninio. Ruto. Huh? What's going on? Anyway, let me see. It might be a setup to make protesters look violent. That is true. That can be a setup to look yes, that is a possibility. The government, like you see, Sakaja was using people, so they might do that so that they can. Yeah, that's a very good observation. Yes, that's why the KDF were deployed at Pipeline Kenya Revolution. Okay, I see. Oh, now I see. So the police were overwhelmed, and that's why they had to bring the KDF to come and intervene. I see. It makes sense now. Thank you so much for that heads up. Because I was like, what? My goodness. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Let me see what people are saying out here. Hii Kenya jamani. Hata naogopa sasa. I don't know how this maandamano will go. Let me before I wrap up, let me just see what's Ninio. Who else is talking here? Let me see what's news here. What is Miguna saying? Guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the channel. As soon as you see this, subscribe. Do not just be part of it. And he's saying, Larry Mado alionekana akiingia JKIA by YouTubers. Nashangaa kwa nini hakuna kwa timeline yake ESP, especially on X. Yeah, Larry Mado, Jamaa, he's an influencer. He's not even I look at Larry Mado as an influencer, not mtu wa habari, But they were cheering on the army, right? Yes, they were cheering at the army. Yeah. That shows the potential of this revolution. Absolutely. And I will be curious as what's next. Are we going to have another mandamano on Thursday? Because that's right there. It's next time Ruto ataita Navy. And you know, one thing I thought about it. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen, as a political dietitian. It is not a coincidence that ati kesho kuna maandamano, Bobby. Please, usifanye Ruto apate heart attack. No, it is not a coincidence that Uganda had a maandamano this very same day as Kenya. Why? Whoever organized the maandamano of today made sure that he coordinated the same thing, or he coincided with the maandamano in Uganda. That way, once the police in Kenya are stretched, Ruto cannot turn into Museveni to bring forces, Ugandan forces, to come and help him quell the Ninio. Ani usiniambie. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Ruto anaenda. Ruto is going home. Ruto is going home. Ruto anaenda. We cannot have another day of this. No, hakuna. Wacheni hiyo maneno. Tuesday, Thursday, na inaendelea tu hivyo. Salale.
Jua kwa hakika tarehe 9 sisi tutashinda uchaguzi. Hiyo najua. Tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 mwaka huu.
14 days.
Wengi watafunja redio zao, wengine watafunja television. They will not believe. They will not believe. They will not believe.
I had to do that. Anguka nayo. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days of maandamano. Express E said 14 days. Wow. Ruto, hii itakuwa kama Bangladesh. 14 days. 14 days. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiri tu leo tu, alafu kesho wampatie break kidogo. Salale. I thought it was just today. Ruto. Not 3 days, every day for 14 days. Gen Z, we are going the Bangladesh way. We are going Bangladesh way. Ruto ajipange. Ajipange kabisa. This is crazy. Actually, this is 14 days. If one day is like this, ndege imechomwa, ameshaita police, ameshaita army already. Huu mwezi mzima, who dares to get in our payslips and just implement reductions for his own selfish reasons? Tunaanguka nayo. Sugoi loading. Hey. Yeah. If the police got overwhelmed by one day, anguka nayo. Look at the pipeline clips. Guys are reiterating that it's 14 days marathon. Kinzel is saying, I had on one of the Uganda's Express, some of their young men were here when our maandamano started. They went back home and took strategies they learned in Kenya. Okay. So walikuja kubenchmark maandamano. Vincent Otieno. What is wrong with the secession? We have been oppressed since childbirth. Now I am in my 50s. Ni makosa gani being a Luo in Kenya? Well, secession might not be a solution. And it takes time, by the way. Vincent Otieno. Cessation, you have to go through UN, and it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. I get what you're saying. I feel what you're saying, that you feel ostracized or disfranchised as a community. But this is a Kenyan solution. We have to take out the rot from the top in order to fix what you're just referring to. Cessation is not the answer. It's a wonderful romantic idea, but it's not pragmatic at this juncture of history. So I feel what you're saying, Vincent, but if we remove the rot at the top, we can fix this. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Well, apparently somebody died. Let me play this clip real quick. Oh, hold on. So somebody died. 14 days of this. My goodness. What is... Kwa nini mnataka kumaliza Zakayo kwa njia Zakayo? Eh? He will not make it. The first day I made
ya kupigwa risasi wakati wa maandamano dhidi ya serikali katika kaunti. Mtu mmoja ameaga dunia baada ya kupigwa risasi wakati wa maandamano dhidi ya serikali katika kaunti ya Kakamega. Mwanamume huyo alipigwa risasi wakati polisi wakijaribu kumwokoa mwenzao anayedaiwa kupokonywa bunduki na baadhi ya waandamanaji. Haya yanajiri huku watu wengine 4 wakijeruhiwa katika kaunti za Kisumu na Mombasa.
Ndio taswira katika eneo la Maraba, Kakamega mjini Jumanne ya dhuhuri. Wingu la vitoa machozi lilitanda hapa, huku polisi wakiwatawanya kundi la waandamanaji. Hata hivyo, polisi walifyatua risasi kwenye umati huu baada ya afisa mmoja kupokonywa bunduki alipoanguka kutoka juu ya gari la polisi. Purukushani hiyo ikisababisha kifo cha mtu mmoja aliyepigwa risasi. Afisa alianguka pia akipata majeraha na kukimbizwa hospitalini. Kwingineko, watu 3 wanauguza majeraha ya risasi katika hospitali ya rufaa ya Jaramogi Oginga Odinga jijini Kisumu. Polisi walifyatua risasi kutawanya makundi ya waandamanaji waliokuwa wameweka vizingiti katika barabara ya Kisumu kwenda Kericho na kusitisha shughuli za usafiri.
Siku ya leo ilikuwa siku ya maandamano venye ilipangwa, ilhali sisi kama wajamii wa Kisumu biashara yetu haiko sawa. Hata kama sisi ni youth pia, lakini tunaumia.
Serikali iangalie ile ripoti yenye walileta, ili wasiweke tu eti inakuwa maandamano kila siku. Hiyo ni tunawaomba. Juu hao ni vijana wetu. Serikali ni serikali yetu. Kenya ni Kenya yetu. Tukiharibu nchi na maandamano na kupora mali za wengine, hiyo itarudisha kaunti nyuma.
Na katika kaunti ya Mombasa, mtu mmoja alijeruhiwa baada ya polisi kutumia vitoa machozi kutawanya waandamanaji waliojaribu kuingia katikati ya jiji hilo. Aidha, maandamano pia yalishuhudiwa katika kaunti za Migori na Homa Bay, ambapo polisi waliyakabili makundi ya watu na kuondoa vizingiti vilivyowekwa barabarani. Laura Otieno, Runinga ya Citizen.
This is getting serious. 14 days. 14 days. Hey. Was filming Kitengela. Oh my goodness. I won't show this because it has violence in it, so I can't show it on YouTube. There was some violent... Police were beating up people in Kitengela. If anyone has been shot around Mirema, this is the cop who did it. Wow. Okay. All right. Bernard is joining me. Bernard, karibu.
Asante sana.
Yes. What's your take on so far? What are you hearing on the ground? Unmute.
I haven't seen. I haven't connected with folks on the ground, but looking at the images on internet and TV, well, looks like this thing is gaining momentum.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was just saying this. The main street media, the Citizens and KTNs, were not reporting most of what happened in JKIA. I just saw a clip and I was just playing it here, and I thought at first it was a car, but actually it was an aeroplane that was on fire, set on fire, blaze. Did you get the chance to see that?
No, I didn't get a chance to see that. But if that's the case, it means they breached what is called SIDA. SIDA stands for Security Identification Display Area, and that's an international standard under the IATA, which means that Kenya Airways could be banned from flying to the United States because of IATA violations in Nairobi.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. So this could cripple the Kenyan economy if they enter the AOA. The aeroplanes are parked in an area called the AOA, and it has a technical definition of SIDA. So once you breach that, it means that aeroplanes departing Nairobi to foreign nations, in this case the West, Germany, United Kingdom, United States, you cannot guarantee that someone input something on an aircraft, which means they could ban all inbounds and outbounds, which means Lufthansa and BA could cancel their flights to Kenya, and that is pretty much a nail in the coffin for the Kenyan economy. And those are serious problems. Let's put it that way. Serious problems.
Wow. Thank you for that clarification. I didn't know the implication of that because I just saw that in I don't know what airline it was, but this young man had his phone and he was like, man, Siamini, an aeroplane is banned. And now somebody explained to me in the chat, that explains why the KDF were brought into the streets, the Pipeline Road and stuff. They came in to probably help out the police because police, they probably get walikuwa overpowered in JKIA because in the morning I saw there were so many police officers, anti-riot police in the JKIA, and they wakaanza hizo mizozo na nini tear gas with the folks, the protesters. So by that, just like you said, that indicates that they probably overpowered the police, and now that's the reason why you later KDF. And
I forgot to tell you yesterday that I forgot to tell you yesterday that the choice of JKIA is not random. Number one, JKIA is very close to anti-William Ruto radicals, and that is Babu Owino, who's from Embakasi, which is right next door. And also people like Gakuya are so close to JKIA. So those people can, quote unquote, organize Gen Zs. And the Gen Zs can pretty much walk to JKIA from Eastlands, which is just next door. Also remember, JKIA has a huge fence that borders Eastlands on one side. So it's not a coincidence that they picked it. They knew what they were doing. And also, I keep telling you that the Gachagua accused the director of Central Intelligence, Nuruddin Haji, of firing all the directors of NIS and appointing puppets. So what that means is that the intelligence system that's the one that was fired is actively assisting the Gen Zs because they're disgruntled.
Okay.
So you don't just ban an aircraft. Someone knows where that aircraft was. Someone knows how to get to the aircraft. Someone knows which door to use. Someone knows when to light it up. These are not all coincidences. So when you hear people talking, Ruto thought he can come to power, fire a bunch of people, put idiots in place whom he can manipulate, and go out in the streets, shoot a few people, and run the country like that, using fear. That was his strategy. But now you have a lot of intelligent people outside the government, a lot of people who are very knowledgeable outside the government. So these are not, you know, if you look even now, Parliament was broken into. People knew which door to use, and people knew how to distract the police on one side, then break into the other side.
Yeah.
So this is you know, and then of course Miguna is doing a extremely wonderful job radicalizing our youth on the internet.
You say it's a wonderful job.
Oh boy, he's radicalizing them so well, and you know, you can tell Miguna's, you know, fruits. Miguna is bearing fruit in the incident in Kakamega, where some Gen Zs stole a weapon from a policeman.
Yeah, and somebody got shot according to that news clip that I just played. I don't know if it was the same guy or whatever the case is.
It was someone in that scuffle was shot dead.
Yeah, I mean,
so Gen Z are becoming extremely confrontational with the authorities, and we give thanks to Miguna for that.
I mean, even in Nairobi CBD, hao watu wa bodaboda si walikuwa nalipwa na Sakaja, and they were overwhelmed by the Gen Zs, and they had to turn their back and ran. I think 2 of them were roughed up and their bikes burnt up. So this is getting crazy, and this is only day 1, because from what I'm gathering, okay, Anne is telling me maandamano ilikuwa moto sana around Mirema na Githurai 44 around 4 p.m. And not only that, what was I about to say? Yeah, I'm just getting it that this is just day 1 of the next 14 days, because they're planning on going on for 14 days of rage, as they call it.
Yes, and what you can pick up from today is one word only: momentum.
Wow.
So yeah, momentum. And for me, I was very, very surprised by the choice of JKIA. I would have thought that they would pick State House.
Yeah, I saw somebody post that Thursday in State House, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was getting to that. So I think JKIA will get the phone calls over from outside the country into William Ruto, telling him, you know what, this is you know, when they tell you Lufthansa and British Airways are considering canceling their flights, I mean, that is a death sentence for tourism industry. So when those phone calls come to Ruto, you know, he won't be, you know, I don't know how he's going to handle them.
Wow. Anyway, this is crazy. To me, I saw it banned. I was like, wait a minute, because I thought at first there were some people who were saying, oh, it wasn't successful. They didn't breach. They were not successful in getting to JKIA. And I thought, okay, whatever. Maybe the plan was to distract people from the police in JKIA, then, you know, delay CBD. But when I saw that plane burning, I was like, oh my word, this is serious. This is really serious. Okay, Kinzel, the more the authorities are going hard on these young men, the more they are getting bolder. Wow. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Bernard, I will wrap it up right now, but I will be back in the evening. Thank you so much for clarifying this airport breakdown. I didn't know how it works. Now we have an idea.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know whether you cover the confusion of replacing Duale. I don't even know.
Oh, I didn't touch on that. The Sopay, whatever the case is. What's the face? The former girlfriend of Ruto.
Yeah. So, number one, I wanted to touch on something that yesterday there was this letter sent to the ICC.
Mm-hmm.
It was penned by a very curious group called Mount Kenya Jurists Association, and it was a very, very long letter.
Mm-hmm.
Basically telling the ICC that they have uncovered evidence of genocide in Kenya. And of course, it's symbolic, the name of the group, Mount Kenya Jurists. But what they're basically doing, in that letter, they mentioned Ruto, and they also mentioned former IG of police, Kaluma.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is they are linking officials in the Ruto government to the violence and the killings. And that's what I think is made this guy develop cold feet. And Wale. And I think that's where Ruto told him on the spot, you know what, I'm bringing in this woman to do the dirty job if you can't do it.
Oh, there's a clip from Miremu. Ani aliniambia Miremu umeshika ninio. Let me show you this clip. I mean, I still have a few minutes. Unless, I mean, if you're busy, feel free. I'm not. I don't mean to hold you. Just, you know, naweza tu excuse yourself. But there's a clip here that I want to show because Ani alikuwa ananiambia kwa ninio ati Mirema maandamano ilikuwa kali sana. So let me just play this clip. I'm just getting it from, I think Nyakundi has just posted it. If I may, let me see, just see there. Let's look at this clip real quick. Yeah, guys, subscribe and like the video, please. Let me show you this clip real quick. There it is. This is Miremo. Miremo, is it? Wow. Anyway, that's basically what was happening in what's this called? Mirema Drive, Rosiambu. I'm not quite sure where that is. Are you familiar with the area?
Yeah, Roysambu. That's not far from Thika Road.
Okay. Wow. So that's what we are told there. Mambo ilikuwa imeshika moto hapo. That is crazy. But anyway, we'll keep on following up. I just wanted to stop it here because I'll be back in the evening, 5:30 Eastern time. I know Bernard, I know you're a busy man, probably taking care of business. For the people in the chat, it will be 12:30 a.m. past Kenya. I mean, past midnight Kenyan time. I'll be back for more comprehensive reporting on what's happening in Kenya. We'll get more news. We'll talk about that Duale situation that Bernard is shedding light on, and so forth, so forth. But anyway, guys, I'll stop here. But please don't forget to subscribe, put your Ninio up, put your notification on, and like the video so you can circulate on the algorithm so people can see it. And I'll join you guys. I'll be joining in again. I'll open another session at 12:30 a.m. past midnight, 30 minutes past midnight, Saya Kenya. 5:30 Kenyan time. I think it's 10:30 UK time. So, guys, I'll see you then, and we'll discuss all this stuff. Ama namna gani? Sikai na kuona hapo. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in a few hours, which is what? 5 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours and 30 minutes. All right?
Yeah. See you 5:30.
All right. Take care. Peace and blessings, everyone.